Hello there! Welcome to the first episode of this long-term dev diary. My name is Eric, and today I'm starting something new. I'm documenting my attempt to build a full game engine in C++. And who knows, eventually a commercial game, completely from scratch. But before we move on, I just wanted to say that this won't be a tutorial. It's not a polished devlog, nothing like that. It's more like, I don't know, an honest report of what it actually feels like to take on a project that might take years. So, why am I doing this? Well, I've always loved games, but I never followed the traditional computer science path that would probably make this process simpler. My background is in communications and business. It is true that I've recently shifted to IT, but I'm far from a trained software engineer. Everything I know about programming comes from open courses like CS50, some Python studies for machine learning, a more recent online master's in computer science, and a lot of curiosity, really. So this dev diary is partially a challenge to myself, partially a way to stay accountable, and partially a way to share the process with anyone who's also learning, experimenting, or trying to build something ambitious without the perfect background. I think this already explains why I chose to go with C++ instead of a game engine that is ready to use. Most people would just say, use Godot or Unity or Unreal, and honestly, they're right, if your goal is to ship a game quickly. But here my goal is different. I want to understand how things work under the hood. I want to know what a renderer actually does. I want to understand memory, performance, architecture, all of these invisible systems that make games feel alive. I know it's gonna be slow and hard, but I'm also hopeful that the long-term payoff will be worth it. Now to the most important part, what this series will be. Every now and then, I don't really have a schedule, I have a full-time job and a lot of other responsibilities, but when I can, I will work on my project and I'll try to post a short update. What I learned, what I struggled with, what I built, and what broke. Most of the time, what broke. I don't plan this to be glamorous or full of poshy editings. I'm not an editor either. So some weeks it might be exciting. Some weeks will be just me fighting with CMake. But that's the point. I want this to be a realistic record of the journey, and not a highlight reel. Now, probably the most important part of this video, the game I want to build. The long-term goal is a cozy, folklore-inspired gathering adventure, temporarily called Baba's Blessing. It's based on Polish and Slavic traditions, with a claymation aesthetics and focus on exploration, crafting, and community. Even though I'm not Polish myself, that's where I live and I find the culture fantastic. But that's years away. First, I need to build the foundation. And this is all what this series is about. If you're curious about game development, engine architecture, or just want to follow a long-term creative project from day one, feel free to stick around. I'll be posting updates whenever I can, and I hope this becomes something meaningful, both for me and for anyone watching. Thank you for being here since the start.